Welcome, everyone. I'm Denver here with Shayne Logan, the designer and the artist of the Old School Tactical series. I'm going to be doing a little interview with him today about his game Old School Tactical Volume 5, which is coming to Kickstarter on July 22nd, 2025 at noon Eastern Time. Just a reminder that instead of giving away the first 3 games for $1 to the first 3 backers, we're going to take that away. In the first 30 minutes, we're going to have a steep discount. So you want to follow the pre-launch page so that you're notified as soon as we launch so that you can get into that first 30-minute window with the steepest discount for this really awesome game. So just a reminder to follow that pre-launch page. So thank you, Shayne, for being here and for agreeing to do another interview with me.
No problem. It's fun.
Awesome. So I think many people assumed that the next logical step in the Old School Tactical series was going to be Africa. What made you go in the direction of early war?
I think what made me go there is I like the couple things. A lot of the mobile troops at the start, like in the Blitzkrieg with all the fast moving troops like motorcycle troops and the cavalry units in Poland, stuff like that. And also, I don't think it gets a lot of coverage, the early war in France or Poland. So I thought that would be interesting to delve into.
Yeah, that kind of brings me to my next question, because I think early war is kind of underrepresented at the tactical level versus the operational.
Yeah.
So what interests you about designing at the tactical level versus an operational or strategic level?
What I like about tactical level games is anything is possible. Like if you're the higher up you go, you're more limited by the history. Whereas in any single battle, anything can happen. Like you can have the worst general, but this group of guys in this village at this time put up a hell of a fight and against the odds and stuff like that. It's just so many things that can happen that aren't, like, you're not handcuffed by the overall history.
Yeah, there's a lot more chance for like what could have happened and
exactly.
Yeah. Oh, that's really interesting. What resources did you use in designing Old School Tactical Volume 5 and First to Fight?
Well, I do a lot of books. Well, you can. Like, I got a couple here. Battle of France is this one here. A big one for Poland, Case White. I probably have, and then of course these books from Osprey. They're really a campaign series. They're expensive, but they got a lot of information. And I probably have another 7 or 8 books. And then of course the online resources, of course, and you just kind of take it all in, absorb it, and like I can't regurgitate a lot of the dates and stuff like that, but you just take it all in and come up with interesting scenarios and stuff like that.
I guess there's no point in memorizing the dates when you can just go look it up, right? Like Einstein said, why would you memorize anything you could look up?
Yeah, when I'm reading, you kind of just get like a overall feel for good battles and stuff like that, good scenarios, and just a sense of how the troops fought and stuff like that.
Nice. So speaking of that, what scenario are you most excited about in Old School Tactical Volume 5 or First to Fight? Maybe there's one that you're more excited about. Why?
I don't know that I have a favorite. It's kind of the thing that I notice with some of them, with those the mobile troops, like the cavalry units and stuff like that, cavalry charges, of course, and there's just a lot of fast moving units in some of the scenarios. Like the motorcycle troops, they got high mobility, so they can just kind of zip all over, but they're also very vulnerable, their defense and stuff. So there's a lot of interesting scenarios. I don't think I can pick out an overall favorite.
Yeah, it sounds like there could be a lot of different situations that could happen that are really unique.
Yeah, there's one that actually, one of the ones I have is where you're trying to get the it's kind of a small one. The French are just trying to get their. You just have to exit the one of those big Char B1 tanks off the edge, and there's all kinds of German units trying to stop it. And it's Char B is pretty heavy tank for the time, and it's kind of an interesting scenario.
Yeah, it sounds pretty tense with all those motor cars, like, closing in on you. That
Yeah.
sounds fun. That's awesome. So how did you, I mean, you've already talked to this a little bit, but how did you fold the theme and the time period and the location of Old School Tactical 5 into the design versus other Old School Tactical games? Like with OST 3, you added in Bonsai, and then there, you always folded it with the different terrain types, but what are some things that you did design-wise to kind of fold in the uniqueness of this time and location into this game?
Well, I think probably the biggest thing that I brought into the design was, like I was talking about, those fast-moving troops, the mobile troops. They have some special rules, but they're not complicated to use. They're basically just really mobile troops, and they make a difference in a lot of the scenarios. Like, it's really challenging when you have motorcycle units that can move like 8 points, and they can just kind of zip around, and it's I think that's the biggest change that was incorporated.
Yeah.
And the terrain, of course, the French maps got a lot of bocage, so that's always challenging.
I think I told you this, but when I went to France this past spring, I
Yeah.
was flying over and I saw the bocage, and I thought of you because I was like, I've always played your games, and then I remember being like, what the heck is bocage? Like, that's not something we say in America. So anyway, I was flying over France, and I texted my dad and Herman Lutman, and I was like, I actually saw bocage. I took a picture from my plane window.
Oh yeah.
Happy. Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, for those of you who are watching this video and listening and curious about the OST series, it is a universal, well, it's a series that can be used with all of the different games, and it's a set of rules that can be used across the series. So even though, like, Shayne and I are talking about some of the unique rules that are for Old School Tactical Volume 5, the majority of the game, once you know how to play it, you can apply it to all the different volumes. I've gotten a few YouTube comments about that. So OST 5 is going to be, it is a standalone game. First to Fight is the expansion that you have to have. But if you read the rules for OST 5, you can go backwards and play the other games. There's just a few rules here and there, and you always outline those in the scenario books.
Yeah. Yeah. The core rules cover everything. And then there might be a couple, like, especially with Volume 3, you had the Bonsai rules and cave rules and like theater specific rules, but they're not many.
Yeah.
But yeah, once you learn to play one, you know how to play them all.
Yeah. So what challenges, if any, maybe you didn't have any, did you have incorporating the roads and the terrain of France and Poland into gameplay?
Well, I have roads on the Polish map, but the Polish roads weren't really that great anyway, so there's no real thing there.
Yeah.
A lot of the on the France map, there's a lot of tight roads with course of bocage all along the edge of it. So yeah, it's, I don't know.
Same old, I guess. Well, they're beautiful maps. For those of you who haven't seen them, they're really, really pretty. I really like the French map. Really easy to read and really easy to see, and just very immersive. So can you describe some of the new units? You've already talked about the motorcycles and the cavalry for OSTV 5 and First to Fight. Do you have a favorite? I'm guessing I already know your favorite for the Polish side, but any favorites for the French or even the German?
I like that. I like that French heavy tank, of course, the Char B1.
Yeah.
It's kind of it's kind of a beast on the battlefield in the early war, going up against these light German tanks and stuff. And I like it. I like I say, I like the mobile units, the motorcycles, and the cavalry. The Polish have that Polish armored tank for at least one scenario. It's basically just a big heavy tank, basically just sitting on the rails, but it's kind of different as well.
Yeah, you don't get to fight tanks from railroad tracks very often, so.
Yeah, it's just basically just a big heavy tank sitting on the rails, but there's some cool units.
Yeah, it's kind of funny thinking about the Germans having like weaker tanks, because like I think,
Yeah,
especially since this part of the war is kind of underrepresented, I think even me, when I play these games, I'm thinking about the later Panzers and thinking about how, just scary they were and like how tough.
Well, a lot of these tanks and armored cars and stuff in the early war, like all they have is machine guns for their armament, so it's a lot different. And there's like even a lot of the ones that have cannons are just like the small, and there's a lot of pot shots at other vehicles, and it's not like a Tiger where you take one shot and you're going to blow it up automatically. And so,
yeah, nice. This is a question we get a lot from people, and I think since I know that you test a lot of your games and a lot of the old school tactical games solitaire, do you have any recommendation for solitaire play for those people who want to play your game solitaire?
I don't know. I think most people just play it to the best of their ability, both sides. And I'd like to develop a system sometime when I get the time, but I haven't got there yet. But just whatever makes sense as the players playing a side. It's all I can say.
Would you recommend like with or without luck cards?
Yeah, you don't really need luck cards, and a lot of the hidden units you can probably forgo as well.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe just normally a hidden unit is normally going to be like an AT gun or something like that. You could just give them, just put like a counter on them, and then their first shot when they expose is an ambush basically. And there's not a lot of hidden units or anything in like most of the scenarios, but
yeah, there's still a lot you can get out of solitaire play, just playing with yourself and not necessarily with a whole another solitaire AI system.
Yeah.
Awesome, thanks. So this was a YouTube comment question we got. I had to look this up. Have you ever considered Operation Exporter? It's the Syria-Lebanon campaign in June, July 1941. Have you considered covering that in any of these games?
I haven't even heard of that one.
I had to look it up.
Operation Exporter.
Well, I forgot who commented that, but
yeah, that must be the British, is it? In Syria?
I think it said the Syria-Lebanon campaign. Yeah.
Yeah, that must be the Brits. No, I haven't even heard that.
You learn something new every day, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for doing this interview. Like I said, it was kind of a short one, but I think that this helped everyone hear straight from you what the game's about and all the really cool stuff that you've added in, and that it's an exciting series to learn. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right.
Nice
I'll see you guys next week. Yeah.